So you want to know the complete Star Wars canon timeline. That's why you're here, right? Anyways, I'm the Hoppy Man 9, and here is everything from Star Wars, movies, comic books, etc. From the High Republic to the current timeline. Let's get started. And before we get started, there is no content from the Old Republic era because Disney took it all out of canon. So, the first book is The High Republic Conversions, the next adventure in the High Republic expanding the new era of Star Wars with a story that's set for generations before Light of the Jedi. Then The Old Republic, The Battle of Jedha, then Path of Deceit. Yeah, as you can see, most of them are books. And before I continue, everything in this video is gathered from a Star Wars timeline, and could you please hit that subscribe button and like and comment on this video, because this video took a really long time to make. But anyways, let's continue. Then there is a New York Times bestseller, The High Republic Quest for the Hidden City. Then is the first comic book series, The High Republic Adventures from 2022. Then starts The High Republic Cataclysm. Then The High Republic The Blade, from a young Padawan, Sav Malagan, sorry I can't pronounce that, joining the ranks of the Noble Jedi Order, as all she ever wanted. Then The Quest for Planet X. Then High Republic The Path of Vengeance, The High Republic 2022, another comic series. Then The High Republic Into the Dark. Then there's the book that started the High Republic off, Star Wars The High Republic, Light of the Jedi. Then there's The Great Jedi Rescue. Then A Test of Courage. Then the High Republic comic series of 2021. Then the High Republic Adventures, another comic series. Next up stars the High Republic Adventures, The Monster of Temple Peak. Then The Edge of Balance, The Rising Storm. Then we get to Star Wars The High Republic Race to the Crash Point Tower. Then Shadow at the Fear, Trial of the Shadows, a comic book series. Out of the Shadows, The High Republic. And then Tempest Runner, starts the High Republic again, High Republic Mission to Disaster, Midnight Horizon, another Star Wars Republic, The High Republic The Fallen Star, The High Republic The Battle for Starlight, and finally The Eye of the Storm. And that's the end of the High Republic. Now we get to the prequel / Clone Wars era. And guys, remember, this is all the Star Wars content that it has a confirmed timeline. Yeah, where it is in the timeline. So, say the Acolyte, we don't know where to take place in the timeline, so it's not there. But every canon Star Wars timeline that has a timeline, again, a timestamp, is on this list. And we started off with Star Wars The Padawan. And then one of my favorite books, Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. Then the comic book series Age of Republic. Then the Darth Maul comic series, Queen's Pearl, a book by A.K. Johnson's. Then the first movie, The Phantom Menace, which I actually enjoy a lot. I loved Darth Maul in it when I was a kid, so it has a special place in my heart. Then another comic book series, Star Wars, Obi-Wan and Anakin. Then another A.K. Johnson's book, Queen's Shadow. Then one of the best books with a script, actually, not in a typical book format, Dooku Jedi Lost. Then we have Choose Your Destiny, Star Wars, an Obi-Wan and Anakin adventure. Then there is the second series, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And I have a hot take for you guys. I actually enjoy this more than The Phantom Menace. I love the scene where in the arena in Geonosian. That's one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars, actually. Final book in A.K. Johnson's Queen Run, Star Wars Queen Hope. Then the Mace Windu Age of Republic series, comic book series. Then Star Wars The Brotherhood by Mike. Clone Wars Battle of Tales. Then the Clone Wars movie. Actually really enjoyed this when I was a kid. Not as good as I thought. But then the Clone Wars, the first 6 seasons, before the final 4 episodes of season 7. Everything there. And I love the Clone Wars so much. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Then a prequel to Rogue One, Star Wars Catalyst, a Rogue One novel by James Lucano. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Then Thrawn Ascendancy, the Thrawn Alliance, and then finally Star Wars Dark Disciple, which is actually a really good book. Comic book series, Star Wars Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir. Then Star Wars Canon, The Last Padawan. Then the Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. What a fantastic movie. The dialogue is not the best, but I still really enjoy this movie. Top 3 movies of Star Wars. And now we have the last 4 episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. What a fantastic run. Again, I say it again and again. I love The Clone Wars. And now we get to the Rise of the Empire era. And that starts off with The Bad Batch, which was alright. Then Star Wars The Darth Vader, one of the comic series. Actually, really good. Then Thrawn Ascendancy, the second book, rated good. Then the third one, Lesser Evil. Then we get Star Wars Adventures in Wild Space, The Escape, The Snare, The Nest, The Steal, and The Dark, The Cold, The Rescue is the final one. Then we have the Ahsoka book by A.K. Johnson, a really good book. Then Thrawn by Timothy Zahn, a fantastic book. And then the comic book series Thrawn. Star Wars Lords of the Sith by Paul S. Camp. Star Wars Tarkin by James Luceno, another good book. Then becomes The Age of Rebellion, the Jedi Fallen Order game, a really good game. I actually enjoy it a lot, can't wait for the second one. Then Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Dark Temple, a comic book series. Then Star Wars Most Wanted, a solo. Then Imperial Cadet, probably mispronounced. Star Wars Rebel Rising. Star Wars A New Dawn. Then Star Wars Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. Then Lando's Luck. This is all leading to the Solo movie, which is alright in my opinion. Not the best, not the worst. But after that comes the novelization and then the comic book series with just extra content. Then the Lando Double or Nothing. Then comes the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which, yeah, again, was alright. Not the best, not the worst. Love the Darth Vader scenes in it. Choose Your Destiny, a Han and Chewie adventure. Then Han Solo and Chewbacca Star Wars comic series, Star Wars Rebels, Edge of the Galaxy. Then the Andor series, which probably out when this video drops, but not when I'm recording this video at all. It's not out. Comes in a couple of weeks. Then Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Gamble. Then the show Star Wars Rebels, which I mean, it's alright in my opinion. Overrated, yes, but not the worst thing Disney has produced. Star Wars Rebel in the ranks. Then Star Wars Rebels Recon Mission. Then Imperial Justice, The Secret Academy, another Star Wars Rebel. Then by Claudia Gray, Leia, Princess of Alderaan. Then Star Wars Thrawn Treason. Then The Secret of the Empire, another game. Then Vader Immortal Episode 1, 2, and 3. Vader Dark Visions, which leads into Guardians of the Whales, Star Wars, Guardians of the Whale. Star Wars, The Mighty Chewbacca and the Forest of Fear. Then the Obi-Wan comic book series. Then Rogue One Recon, a Star Wars 360 experience. And then Rogue One, the movie, which I mean, I give it around 77 out of 100. It's a good film, you know. Darth Vader scene at the end is amazing. Then the novelization of it and the comic book series. Then we have the movie that started it all, Star Wars A New Hope, one of my favorite movies, period, of all time. Really, really good movie. Then Star Wars The Inferno Squad. Then Star Wars Princess Leia, a Marvel series. Then Han Solo, or Star Wars Smuggler's Run, not Han Solo's. Smuggler's Run Adventure, Star Wars. Star Wars Lando. Then we have Star Wars Chewbacca. Then Star Wars Here to the Jedi, what a good book. Star Wars In the Weapon of the Jedi. Star Wars Adventures, The Weapon of the Jedi. And then we got Choose Your Destiny, a Luke and Leia adventure. Star Wars, a Han Solo comic. And then Star Wars, the main series comic. Then we got Dr. Alpha, the first one. And then, oh, it's the first one, I don't know. But then Weighted Down, then another Dr. Alpha. She got a lot of runs, if you didn't know that. Screaming Citadel. Then Star Wars Commando, I think that was the game name, but yeah, that's not good. Then Star Wars Target Vader, Twilight Company, Battlefront, Yoda, a comic series, what? And then we have Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, one of the best movies just ever. What a fantastic movie. If you haven't watched it, you probably have, but wow, it's better than every Star Wars movie. Don't even say it. It has better dialogue and everything. I love it so much. But actually, yeah. Then a great Darth Vader comic series. Star Wars, another comic series, just then. Another Dr. Aphra. The Dr. Aphras are everywhere. Then we got the Bounty Hunters, leading into War of the Bounty Hunters, and then Crimson Reign. Just a new release, actually. Hidden Empire, which, yeah, again. TIE Fighter, again. Then we get the Moving Target. And then Return of the Jedi, another fantastic movie, which, yeah, I love a lot if you didn't know. I have so much nostalgia for it. Love the Rancor and everything. My favorite monster when I was younger. But then we have the Fall of the Empire era. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the game story. Star Wars Shattered Empire. Then The Princess and the Scoundrel. Star Wars Alpha Squadron, which I know a lot of you like. Star Wars Uprising. Then we get the first of the Aftermath books. Star Wars Aftermath. And Star Wars Squadrons. Then we get Shadowfall. Then Aftermath Life Death. Victory's Pride. And then the third Aftermath Empire's End. Then we get The Mandalorian, the first season, which is fantastic. If you have to watch it, it's actually great. Then we get the comic, which is, yeah. Then we get the second season, the Book of Boba Fett, and then finally we end up with Mandalorian, the third season. Now we're in the kinda sequel era. The Freefall by, yeah, him, Poe Dameron. Shadow of the Sith. Then we get Bloodline, The Rise of Kylo Ren, Age of Resistance. We get The Legends of Luke Skywalker, Before the Awakening, Force Collector, then Poe Dameron comic series. They love Poe Dameron. Then the worst show ever, Star Wars Resistance, no offense. Star Wars Join the Resistance. Then we get the Join Resistance, Escape from Wardon, Star Wars Adventures, Captain Phasma book, or just Phasma. Then The Force Awakens, which I actually loved when I was little, but now I watch it again and it's not that special at all. Then we get the novel of it, the comic. Then we got Global Squadron, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Black Spear, Galaxy Edge, Join the Resistance, Attack on Starkiller Base, then Star Wars Captain Phasma, the comic. Then we got Star Wars The Last Jedi, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I don't like, no, not mixed feelings, I don't like the movie at all. Then we get the novelization of the comics, as always. Resistance Reborn, Star Wars Alliance. Then we get a Finn and Poe adventure, Star Wars The Spark of the Resistance, Fight on the Falcon, which I don't know why it's placed there. Star Wars Galaxy Edge, again, don't know why it's placed there. A Crash of Fate, Halakion Legacy, I pronounced that probably so wrong. Then the worst Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalker. It's a shit movie. Then we got the novelization of it, no comic. Then we got Tales from the Vader Castle, a ghost story, The Horned Devil, and finally Dawn of the Droids. And that's it for today. That's all we got from Marvel, Star Wars, from books, comics, shows, video games, and everything like that. But thank you for watching, and please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how many times I said then, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.